What is going on, everybody? It is episode 644 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, crisis actors. It's Mary. We are back from the weekend. I'm once again sorry to report to you that I am feeling a tad bit under the weather. I feel like you can hear it, right? It's not super noticeable, but it's there.
Not in your voice, but you just sound a little bit more like you're less ready to take people's shit than usual.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can use that to our advantage today. Also, we have Sara joining us.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Well, she gave her update there.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. I was under the weather at the beginning of the week last week, but I'm feeling for the most part better now. I skated like twice a day, every day, all weekend, and when it's like really hot out, that's actually really good for you because you sweat out all the toxins and get rid of everything. So I'm feeling like a new man.
Pride Month is over.
That is true.
We got Independence Day coming up.
That is
so that's good news.
Which means sometime between tomorrow and July 4th, I have to watch the movie Independence Day, which is a tradition of mine every 4th of July weekend. That, and I invited everybody on Twitter, if you're looking to get even more based in America pilled than you already are, you should be watching reruns of Walker, Texas Ranger. Of course, not the crappy modern version on the CW, but the original. You should go and check that out. It's a masterpiece of Americana.
And I'm going to be listening to National Anthem by Lana Del Rey.
There you go.
That's my annual tradition.
There you go.
Yeah.
Actually, and that's the thing, like every time the 4th of July happens, I repost. So WWE held an event, I think the day after 9/11, and Lillian Garcia did the national anthem that night. I recommend everyone go and listen to that. It will also make you feel happy
we
to be
should
American.
listen to the Fergie national anthem.
No,
for our cringe of the day on Wednesday.
No.
I think that would be perfect.
Well, we'll talk. Maybe.
Oh, say.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? We got a bunch of stuff to get into, but before we do that, would you hit the like button on this video, please? Subscribe to this channel if you too hate that version of the national anthem. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, and share the video with your friends, colleagues, family, everybody that you know, everybody that you hate, everybody that you're kind of ambivalent towards. The best way to help this show grow is to share it with other people so that they will then share it with the people that they know. And remember, all Super Chats, $20 and over. We will interrupt the discussion, and we will do our best to get back on topic. So we got that. So what are we going to get into today? Well, Mary found this think piece, I guess, an opinion piece that was written about how Taylor Swift is a bad role model.
For young girls.
For young girls. I was shocked by this a little bit.
Really?
I mean, the guy just looked like
he's not the first to say it.
No, but he didn't look like a guy who would have a problem with her being a bad role model.
You said that he looks like he's in a polycule.
Yes, he does. he's unfortunate looking. That's the fact of the matter.
Poor guy.
So we're going to talk about that.
He's getting flamed.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk... We're going to talk about mixed weight relationships, to which I say every relationship is a mixed weight relationship.
Quite literally.
Literally. Like, unless you're like, if you're looking to marry, date, or just have sex with someone who's the exact same weight as you, you're probably doing it wrong. So I don't know if that's a qualifier you can put on your dating profile. If you could put it'd be funny if you could put like an exact weight on there, but I don't think you can do that. So we're going to talk about mixed weight relationships because it's coming up again, because obviously Bridgerton has examples of this, and it got a discussion going online. So we will talk about it. Also, I implore all of you to please stop, using your babies, for weird, stupid TikTok videos for clout. Quit pretending to hit their heads against the wall. Quit holding them over grass. Quit breaking eggs on their head. Just stop doing it. The internet doesn't like you.
There are psychological experiments being performed on children.
It's not even that I think that the kids are being harmed in any way. It's just really, really embarrassing to do it for clout.
I think they might be.
Cringe, yeah.
It's cringe. I mean, you could make the argument that faking hitting them against a wall to trick them just proves that you're smarter than a toddler, and that's not saying much. So why would you do that?
And they might not be.
So we're going to talk about that. We got a bunch of other stuff to get into. So if you ladies are ready, we will just get into it. Are you ready, Mary?
I am ready.
Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
She's ready. Okay, first things first, and I do have some interesting news as it relates to Disney, because nobody likes to see Disney doing well. Inside Out 2 crossed $1 billion at the box office in just 3 weeks. It's looking like it's going to run to about $1.5 billion. Disney will learn no lessons from this.
It's kind of crazy that this is the first movie to do that since Barbie.
And the number one thing that I thought of when it hit $1 billion, and to do it as quickly as it did, was it had none of the fanfare that Barbie did. It's not mimetic. It doesn't really have a strong internet coalition behind it. Kind of in the same way that Oppenheimer didn't really have that, other than its connection
to Barbie.
But for the most part, it didn't really have. It's not like after the promo, it got a whole bunch of play. It's just it was a good movie and people enjoyed going to see it. But it benefited from Barbenheimer big time. But this movie doesn't have that really in any way. It's not like people are going out of their way to make memes about Inside Out 2, or if they are, they're not in any corner of the internet that I frequent.
I've seen some, but most of it is just this overly earnest mental health awareness infographic Instagram content that parents are sharing amongst each other because they're like, let's use this Pixar movie to teach our children about their feelings.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
I was going to say, there's nothing Mary hates worse than earnestness.
Okay, that's not what I mean.
Kidding.
I don't like Instagram infographic activism.
Fakeness.
That's the shit
Infographic activism is
This
perhaps
is the
the worst
opposite of
all.
earnest. You know?
Yep. $1.5 billion is what they believe it's going to hit by the time it's done. It might even go higher than that, if you ask me. The only thing stopping that really is that there's bigger releases that are coming out now. Also, the new Quiet Place movie came out this weekend. And
the prequel.
It overperformed, like over 50 million domestic, and I think it hit 98 million worldwide. And everybody that I know that saw it liked it. Here's the thing. Maybe I'm just misremembering this. I don't remember it being a theater release. The originals.
The original?
I thought they were for some reason I thought they were Netflix movies.
It kind of felt like that, but maybe it was just more successful than they anticipated and they decided to take the further.
Somebody can correct me. Like, for some reason I could be just imagining it, that it was
Let me look it up.
what was the movie with Stephen Lang? Guys, the one where in the sequel he gets the lady pregnant with the turkey baster.
What?
No, yeah. What was that movie? I forget the name of it. But yeah, it's I just for some reason I thought this movie was a Netflix film.
So it wasn't. Apparently, the original Quiet Place box office was an opening weekend of 50 million.
Okay.
Domestic total of 188 million.
April 6th, 2018 in theaters. So
Worldwide made
2018.
330-ish million total.
Thank you.
2018.
Thank you, True Dragon, Don't Breathe. They made the bad sequel to that one. Yeah, for some reason the premise, Netflix made their own version of this with Sandra Bullock. That's what I'm thinking of.
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Well, it's not the same exact premise.
No,
but
it's the eyes rather than the ears.
yeah,
But still,
it's like if they hear you, they hunt you. That was the slogan. Honestly, I didn't mind the original. The sequel didn't need to happen, but it was okay.
Yep.
People really liked the family values aspect of it.
Yeah, you don't get a
and
lot
they
of that
liked
these
John
days.
Krasinski in it.
Well, from what I'm hearing, that people are enjoying the new one that just came out, and that the CGI they made the most with their budget, because I think the budget was only like 60 million for something like this.
Okay.
So
I
it's not going
didn't even
to
know
make a
a
billion.
prequel was coming out.
Yeah.
It just got released in theaters.
Just on Friday.
Same cast.
No.
That's the
Prequel.
weirdest
So,
part.
different people.
That's the weirdest thing about it doing well is like there's no formula anymore.
Nope.
Because Furiosa underperformed, and then you put out a prequel for A Quiet Place and it does well. Like, why? Even though
Later in the summer.
both of these things don't have any of the original characters.
Later in the summer? I mean, earlier, like start of summer rather than right before summer, maybe?
But we're just like throwing out guesses.
Yeah.
Like there's no formula.
Like,
that
do you
makes
guys have
sense.
any theory as to why you think Inside Out 2 is doing so well?
Neurotic millennial women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was our theory.
And it's good. Well, no, and it's good for all ages, and your family can bring your kids to it. And animated movies that get away from messaging tend to do well.
But you sent
look
me
at
this.
Despicable Me or look at Minions.
You sent me this thing
Despicable
about
Me
Despicable Me
did
where
really well.
they said that we're deciding not to age up any of the characters in Despicable Me. Just consider all of them living frozen in time for the rest of this franchise's existence. And I was like, that's what you should do with Inside Out. But people are gonna keep pushing it until they want to see like Riley in college, and like it just it's becoming no longer kid friendly because you're not making it about a kid anymore.
Minions is kind of a different paradigm and type of character as opposed to
it's nonverbal.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't like how it's nonverbal and kind of globalist when they make it about the minions.
Shrek 5 is in production right now.
That's
wow.
wild.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like just millennials watching that? Because millennials had this weird obsession with Shrek.
They did.
And Shrek was part of my childhood
we'll
movie
have to get Kino
rotation,
Corner.
but like I never understood the millennial obsession with Shrek and like the memification of Shrek.
Kino Corner will have to be on if we review it.
You think?
Yes. I imagine he's got strong feelings on it. I have no basis on this.
Okay.
But I bet you he does.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
All
he
right.
can dress up as Shrek, right?
I'm not doing that.
No, he will.
He will, yes,
He will do it.
absolutely. All right, it's time to move on, guys. So the guy who founded Arizona Iced Tea did like an interview where he talked why the cans, they've never priced up. He's basically a hero to the modern man, kind of in the same way that the Costco guy is for not raising the prices on the hot dog combo at $1.50. So let's listen to this little interview that he gave here. It's just 35 seconds.
You could be selling your cans for more. Your competitors certainly are selling their beverages for more. Why not increase the price and therefore increase the profit?
We're successful. We're debt-free. We own everything. Why? Why have people who are having a hard time paying their rent have to pay more for our drink? Maybe it's my little way to give back.
So would you definitively say that you'll never raise that 99-cent price?
Never.
I don't know about never.
I know that they've changed ingredients a few times to keep the cost down.
Oh.
But also, from what somebody was telling me, they've upped the prices on all the other sizes of drinks, just not the cans that size. Plus, there was a really funny debate going on in the comment section of people who do not know what MSRP is, saying that he should take these stores to court for selling them for more. Because just because it says 99 cents on the can does not mean that the store is going to charge 99 cents. Right. Certainly, they will price it up. And they were like, they should take these people to court for pricing higher. I'm like, manufacturer suggested retail price.
It's a suggestion.
Yes.
He's kind of pretending to be a man of the people here, but you just mentioned all of the ways that he's weaseling out of it.
Well, I mean, it's privately owned, and it's not that's the big benefit they have is that it's a privately owned company, and it's not they're not stock. They don't have a responsibility to shareholders.
Sure.
So, but it is to position himself as a man of the people.
Okay, but I feel like if he raised the price, you would be like, this is a win for capitalism.
Yes, I would. I totally would.
I don't know where you stand anymore.
I'm not. No, I'm merely pointing this out. I'm just.
By the way,
saying,
I never liked this. Like, do you guys like the tea? I don't like it.
No, when I was a kid, yeah.
I like
but
Arnie
now,
Palmer's.
I don't really drink it.
I like Arnie Palmer's. Those are expensive in comparison.
Oh, how much are they? Like,
Arizona Iced Tea makes those?
Yes.
Nice.
Right? Or am I imagining?
I think you might be right.
I think they do. But the point is that business is often obfuscated through these types of interviews. Plus, you can tell the interviewer is trying to frame it in the way that profit is bad anyways.
true.
And I hate that more than
I raise the price. Why are you such a good person?
Yes. Why do you do this for the general public and not understanding how business works? Mm-hmm. Things like that. There's a lot of companies right now, like we're going to talk about Redbox later, like that has like hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. And you wonder why these companies go under. Well, he's saying we don't have any debt. We can just keep making it the way we're making it. But again, that's different than being being a private company is vastly different than being a publicly traded company, where then you have to continuously increase profits in certain ways. So,
yeah.
But good for him, anyways. Whatever, sure. Raise the prices on everything else, and those bodegas will charge, triple that, anyways.
Shrinkflation.
Yep. All right. Hawk Tuah girl continues her world tour. Her Tuah. Her world tour.
World Tuah. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. We didn't even put those together until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she
is
made a
making a
special
moment last.
appearance at a Zach Bryan concert to do her signature line in front of thousands of people. And the crowd goes
I
crazy.
saw that Conor McGregor went Instagram stalking and found her so that he could follow her.
Really?
That was,
Wait,
a story.
isn't he married?
Yes, he is married.
Oh no.
He is married.
Like, she's making the most of it.
I saw that. Okay, so I saw this clip spark a debate on X about the idea of barstool conservatism. And
This is the epitome of it.
Yeah, it was. It really made me laugh.
The spitome of it.
Yes, they were talking about there's not really any conservative values behind something like this.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And there's somebody like me over here, yes, that's because you weirdos would label me as that as some type of conservative when I'm not, which is where a lot of this comes from.
Yeah, valid.
You're having that label thrust upon you, and you did not ask for it.
Yeah. Well, I think she knows her target audience.
She is making the moment I don't think she's as good as Tiffany Gomez at stretching out a moment well past its.
Well, because Tiffany Gomez is a marketing expert. She had a strategy from the very beginning. And here's the thing. I think a woman like Tiffany Gomez deserved to have the spotlight for her public mental breakdown. I don't think that you deserve that for being vulgar.
Public indecency.
She was having a schizophrenic break.
Yeah.
On a plane.
Publicly.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think that the street interview was awesome.
In the chat, John Barrett says she has management now. I thought that ended up proving to be false.
Yeah, that didn't happen, but
I mean, maybe a company has sense.
I guess it wasn't UTA. I don't know if anything else happened, but she also did a collab, I guess, with Shaq. Here she is hanging out with
I don't
Shaq,
know what the collab is. Are they making stuff together?
I hope not, because what would that imply? But then there's another photo where he's literally leering at her creepily. Yeah. Kind of
context?
Really?
No context.
Any and all sports teams known as the Hawks should be immediately contacting her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not going to take advantage of the opportunity.
They should be doing that right now.
Wait, I forget. Did we ask you about your take on the whole thing?
I was here last week, I think, when you guys talked about it.
Thoughts?
I feel like it's just kind of forgettable, but
I agree. I don't think she did anything that great, which almost makes me think, is she a plant? Because,
A plant for what?
I don't know.
No, I'm actually asking this question. So she's a plant. The shadowy forces of government are behind this. It's a mixture of both. Okay, I'm not going to mention. Okay, it's a bunch of shady special interest groups that are behind this. What exactly is the point?
it's a big blowjob.
It's BJ.
Now we're definitely
demonetized. No, here it is. Pornhub just got demonetized or just got removed in 5 more states.
Really?
Okay,
Nice.
So did they throw all their money behind Tuah Girl? And if so, what was the point?
Potentially, they're trying to normalize publicly.
They're look, if we can get this girl to give a vulgar street interview, it will somehow lead to Shaq making lascivious faces at her, and then from there
They'll be distracted.
What? Yes, well, that was my point. I said
It's a distraction from the election.
Well, I mean, right now, there was a bunch of Supreme Court decisions that have come down, and none of it matters because Big Blowjob just hired Tuah Girl to distract the general public. The general public, mind you, that doesn't care about politics anyways.
The shadowy corporation.
That's what it is.
That's what's so great about it.
No, there's no grand conspiracy, but
Yeah, it also could just be that she got excited because she was asked to do a street interview, and she sees people go viral all the time for saying something, outlandish. Or
She was drunk and just said it.
And yeah.
This is what she's like in her private life too, which would honestly be more endearing if this is actually just what she's like, and she didn't just say it because she was drunk and trying to get famous.
that too.
Yeah.
That would be,
So I think it's a little bit of both, probably.
You think I like the idea that we see, we had a topic, I think we're going to cover it tomorrow about it said 65% of Gen Z considers themselves video content creators. And I would like to start creating some type of weird hierarchy chart of what this person would have been in a previous lifetime. Which are the ones that end up being street interviewers?
I feel like the street interviewers are so much worse than anyone that they've interviewed.
Like, we're podcasters. We're at the bottom of the barrel anyway. So
No, they're below us. The street interviewers are below us.
Are you
I
sure?
will maintain that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. There's a hierarchy there.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that. I'm gonna remain neutral on this because I can't claim that we're better than the street interviewers. They certainly go viral more than we do.
Factual.
But I never see the same one go viral twice.
Same.
It's usually
person?
always a different.
No,
yeah,
there's that
street
one.
interviewer.
No, there's that one dude who always. I forget what it's like.
Yeah, it's that black dude who asks people dating questions.
Yes, he goes viral all the time.
But he always asks the most leading questions of all time. They're like, how long have you been together? And like, is that his kid? Like he just asks the most insidious
Can she go through your
questions.
phone right now?
Yeah,
on camera?
yeah.
It's like,
Stuff like that. Do
blow
you
up
think
my spot.
do you think you're more attractive than your boyfriend? Like things like that, where he's just trying to
What was
spread
that one
division.
on the college campus where like they asked if they were dating and the girl said no and the guy said yes or something? That was
That was not him, but it was. Yeah, I remember.
No, do you remember that one though?
But she was like, he's literally just following me around, like we're not even friends, and it made him seem like he was desperate.
Also kind of messed up though, because you should have told him this beforehand.
True.
Not
True.
Told who?
They were both in the wrong. The girl should have
her
told the guy
not
that they had nothing in common and that he should go mind his own business.
So we're watching Jane the Virgin. Being as somebody who's never watched a telenovela on a regular basis, let alone like an Americanized version of that, she's just like, there's just like two men in her life, and the whole time I'm just like, she's a bad person. She's leading both of these men on, and they're losers too.
This is why people get addicted to telenovelas.
Yeah.
Because they're screaming at the TV.
Look,
They
no,
feel-
it's perfectly fine as far as entertainment, but like, I'm just like, he's a simp. He's simpier somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
They deserve better.
But anyways, I have no problem with Shaq. Except for we made fun of him for the stuff he said about college, right? His kids have to each get 2 college degrees.
Yeah.
Which sounds great on its face.
No, it doesn't.
Until you realize, well, I'm just saying, if you're a normie, it sounds great on its face until you realize that, it's not going to actually do them any good in life.
Right. I mean, I think increasingly that doesn't even
Well, okay,
sound
so I didn't even give the,
like a good
I didn't even give the point of it, is that he said if they want access to their trust
money.
funds, they have to get 2 college degrees.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Sounds like the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah. His kids are probably like, all right, Dad, if we have to. And they're like, this.
Yeah,
just go
he didn't
to
even say that they have
University of
to like
Arizona online.
study anything worthwhile. Like he just doesn't care as long as you do it.
They should. One of them should have like an out. Be like, what if I start a business? And
Nope, there's no out.
No out. All right. All right. Speaking of really, really bad ideas, just like going to college, it was a really, really bad idea last night because the BET Music Awards does an in memoriam section, and they decided to give an in memoriam to O.J. Simpson.
They actually gave him the subhead former NFL player. Yep, that's all he's known for.
That's what he's famous
Nothing is
for.
That's all he's known for. Speaking of getting famous for the wrong reasons.
That's what he's famous for.
Yep.
Being an NFL player. That's like saying that's like 30 years later WWE doing an in memoriam for Chris Benoit and saying pro wrestler.
They should have put author or like book writer.
Yes.
That would have been a lot more accurate.
Wow.
Khloe Kardashian's father.
Because WWE so the night
that is so true.
the night
so many
after
things.
the night after Chris Benoit committed I don't even know if after the thing we read earlier, I don't know what we're allowed to say. The night after Chris Benoit,
Urder-U'id.
yes, his family, the WWE, they didn't know this yet, and they did a tribute episode to him that has been struck from the record books.
Insane.
You cannot see it anywhere, which makes perfect sense because they didn't have all the information. You had plenty of time and distance to know the information on O.J. Simpson before you published
This is the craziest part. They introduced the in memoriam as, quote, a tribute to black excellence that we unfortunately lost this year. It's never easy to say goodbye to those who influence us, but we can take a moment to celebrate and acknowledge their contributions to the culture. So they decided that O.J. Simpson belongs on the list of black excellence.
Is kind of responsible
in the culture.
he is kind of responsible for Chris Rock's best album. So
Okay.
in that way, yes.
I don't think
suppose.
anyone else saw it like that. But this allegedly had some outraged responses, as it should.
Yeah, they're somebody's saying we lost the plot. I saw Sonny Hostin complained about it too on The View.
I mean,
and
that's
stuff
their
like
job.
That. It's literally their job and stuff like that.
Is the consensus now that he did do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I would think so.
Well, when you write a book that's called what was it again?
If I Did It.
If I Did It. This
and
is how.
this is literally just a week after Harvey Levin did that interview, right, where he said that he saw OJ at the crime scene a week after his acquittal.
Yes.
Just sitting in his car creepily, sitting there. And then he made eye contact with him in the rearview mirror, and then they got in a car chase.
Again?
Yeah.
In the chat. In the
Another
chat.
car chase.
That's literally what the guilty do. That's what the people they find guilty. They go back
His
to the
lawyer's
crime
like,
scene.
back to the scene of the crime? Really? I see somebody in the chat says, I like OJ.
Orange juice.
Cry harder, libs. That's what it says.
Okay. It's just...
All right, then.
Another
All right.
person said innocent till proven guilty.
Have you guys ever watched the trial?
I can
parts of
still
the trial?
look, the criminal justice system will make its own judgments. I have my own opinions.
There you go.
And I'm entitled to my own opinions.
Yes. All right. Oh, by the way, I put up a poll, ladies and gentlemen. We were having a discussion about homeowners associations before the show. I decided to ask the chat, what are your thoughts? Are you pro HOA, anti HOA, or are you in the HOA in a complicated relationship via Facebook? I would like to know what you guys think.
Should we reveal our takes?
Do you want to explain why this came up? Had to do with a pit bull?
No, not really, but I'm not a homeowner, so this really doesn't concern me. I've never been in an HOA. But I, encountered a neighbor of mine that was walking his pit bull past me 5 feet away from me the other day, and it kind of just froze and looked at my direction angrily, aggressively.
Oh, gosh.
And I had locked my door by then, so it was too late. If I was like, oh my gosh, if it comes for me, it's actually too late for me to get back inside. And then the guy just kind of weakly pulled the leash forward, but the dog was still looking in my direction as it kept walking.
Oh,
and I was just thinking, if I were a homeowner, I would totally join an HOA that banned any of the neighborhood people from owning pit bulls. That would be one I would totally sign up for. But I realized that a lot of people hate the concept and practice of HOAs in general. And I don't really get that.
Yeah, they're generally hated because you have to pay a fee, right? Either yearly or monthly to be in one. But then there are those situations where you don't want your neighbor's dog to be eyeballing you, especially if it's a pit bull.
I'm sure most HOAs
intimidating.
don't have rules about that though.
Yeah, I don't know if it will be the HOA that has rules about dog breeds. I mean, if I could ban certain things in my neighborhood without having an HOA, that would be ideal.
But how would you enforce it?
That's the thing.
That's really the enforcement mechanism.
Right.
If you don't want the government to do it.
So I don't know. I've never owned a home. I want to say no, but maybe I'd like it.
We'll leave it up to the chat. Right now, 74% are saying they're anti,
And now the pit bull discussion is going to be a whole separate debate that's going to be happening all this entire episode.
Yeah, thoughts on
now
pit bulls?
everybody who's pro pit bull is going to be arguing with the anti pit bull, blah, blah, blah.
Feel free to super chat us your hottest take on pit bulls.
I'm unapologetically anti pit bull. I don't like them, and I don't even think they're cute.
There you go. All right.
For the record. But the BET Awards made a second mistake.
Speaking of not being cute,
inviting Kamala Harris for a special appearance.
I
that was
almost died of
incredibly
cringe
cringy.
while watching this.
I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm excited.
Here we go.
The real HU? You know. So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election.
Women's reproductive rights are on the line.
Our Supreme
Couldn't you find a less wordy word? I understand that that's the that's the propaganda, but could you just come up with any other word?
Wait, which one is what's her name again?
Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, right. We just recently talked about her.
Here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality, but the government tell her what to do.
The real HU?
That wasn't
You
even the
know.
whole thing though.
I have a question.
Ugh.
Is she black? Is she not?
Kamala?
half Indian.
Yeah, I think she's like half Jamaican and half Indian.
Oh, okay. I thought she was like half Indian, half white. So there is some like, she is part black.
But she definitely turns it on when she needs to.
Girl,
I'm out here in these streets. Like, come on.
gosh.
Do you think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Anyways.
That didn't win your vote.
Like, that was their
That was
big save after the
incredibly
debate. Like, that was the big save for Biden. But, like, we love Kamala so much, guys.
Yes. I know who I'm voting for. Still Fetterman 2024.
Yes.
I'm all in on
At least
Fetterman.
he's lovably stupid.
I'm all in on Fetterman 2024, guys. All right. Okay. Let's talk about Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, so Millie Bobby Brown recently posted these thirst trap photos on her Instagram. They got reposted everywhere. They have millions upon millions of views because I guess people are still shocked that Millie Bobby Brown is an adult now. She's not a child actor anymore. She's what, 21 at this point?
Married.
And married to Jake Bon Jovi and living her adult life. And they posted these photos everywhere, and she was getting both negative and positive reactions. One person said, said it once and I will say it again, if you find Millie Bobby Brown hot, you are weird and pedophilic. She looks 12. Now that's quite a take.
Sarah, does she look 12 here?
Not remotely. Absolutely not. No, she looks like a woman to me.
Yeah.
Like a young woman.
You actually had, you said it's that 12-year-olds just look too old now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at any photos of Millie Bobby Brown from that age range, they were trying to make her look how old she is now. They were trying to make her look like an adult while she was a child, and now people are shocked that she actually is an adult. But there's definitely something in the water, something in everything these days that is making kids grow up too fast, like actually physically grow up too fast. Like factually, the age of puberty is getting younger and younger. There is something weird going on. So honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there were some 12-year-olds out there that are starting to look more and more adult-like, and that's kind of disturbing, but that just means they look adult. That doesn't mean that 20-year-olds look like they're 12. That means that there are more and more 12-year-olds looking like 20.
Yeah.
Which is not like how things should be.
Can't be
obviously.
healthy for society for that to keep happening.
Like, just on a, like as a medical crisis,
Yes.
like, yes, but there's also the cultural reasons that they're starting to look older because they don't have awkward faces anymore. And they're all like using makeup tutorials when they're like 8 years old and they know how to beat their face.
Have you ever seen the memes? It says kids when they get a haircut now versus when I was a kid, and it's like the kid's got like the perfect fade, and then it's like me at 8, and it's got like the worst bowl cut you've ever seen. It's like down to here.
What happened to being ugly and embarrassing?
Seriously, it's a rite of passage to have a horrible haircut.
That's when you develop your personality.
That is true. That's the best thing you can do is to have an ugly face.
Yeah. The longer
sure.
the better.
That's why
Honestly, yeah.
That's why my personality is so sparkling. Still going through it. So what it is you form your personality around the fact. Or for me, it's actually more. It's like when you're short, you have to develop a personality, kind of in the same way. Yeah, in the same way. And this is a discussion that's gone on since even before this year. I think we had some similar discussion about this in like 2022.
We talked about it in regard to like JoJo Siwa, who, like in her case, JoJo Siwa is clearly overcompensating for having this child star persona.
There's a 20 there.
Pop Culture Junkie said, my HOA made all 120 units in my loft in Houston get a particular kind of doorknob when the only source of that doorknob was the brother of the HOA president.
Rampant corruption!
That's crazy.
Rampant corruption.
Guys, tell us more HOA horror stories. I'm intensely interested.
That is just wrong.
You're going to make Brett blow a gasket over here.
will.
Blow a gasket. Talk about grown-up problems. Another thing that I saw about Millie Bobby Brown recently is that she was on her honeymoon with Jake Bon Jovi.
See, we keep talking about Taylor Swift supposedly getting married being good for the culture. What about Millie Bobby Brown? She got married at 21.
Right?
Yeah, like I wouldn't say it's bad for the culture. But this headline says Millie Bobby Brown and Jake Bon Jovi pack on the PDA during honeymoon with his parents. John Bon Jovi.
Why?
Is on their honeymoon. You went on your honeymoon with your husband's parents. Why? No one would ever do this. Did they just say because
like,
we're paying for it, we get to go too?
But what if Bon Jovi is your father-in-law?
You would want him there? Like they're just such good pals that they decided to make it a family vacay? I don't understand.
I wonder if he's like there's two types of, I guess it matters more with her dad because he's the suitor, but it's like there's two types of dads. There's for a daughter, it's the guy who's combative and tries to scare the crap out of the guy who wants to date his daughter, and then there's the good guy Greg kind of dad who's friends with everyone. Right?
Yeah. So Bon Jovi is good guy Greg.
Good guy Bon Jovi.
And
good guy John.
This says John Bon Jovi keeps close eye on Millie Bobby Brown and son's honeymoon with surprise appearance.
Which means Bon Jovi's son is the type of guy who brings John Bon Jovi to a job interview. We all know it.
I mean, yeah, they are Gen Z, so I wouldn't be surprised. Gen Z can't even go on a honeymoon on their own these days. It is
weird too because she when they went to like Disney World or something, she was wearing like a hat that said wifey. So it's like even in the year 2024, like the most basic of human aspects, the idea of getting married has to be turned into some type of cultural identity.
What do you mean? I think she was just trying to celebrate.
Yeah, I think she just was like a 20-year-old girl who was excited about getting married. And I think it's the media and like fans or, people on the internet that are bashing her.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's some of that.
She was just wearing a hat that said wifey. I mean, going to Disney is the cringe part.
Yes. That is absolutely true. Or
no, she was like wearing like shorts that said wifey on them.
It was
right?
something.
Like, yeah.
It was something like that. I just
it's cute.
Do you think that the person who made the topic about her being like looking a certain way and saying that if you like this, you're pedophilic, is that more of like a statement on the person who made the post than it is anyone else?
Probably. I mean, it's weird because ever since Millie Bobby Brown was actually a child, people have been saying that she looks like she's in her 30s. She didn't always necessarily look like that, but she's only ever gotten comments about how she looks way older than her age. And now all of a sudden that she is an adult, everyone is saying that she looks 12 again?
Has anybody asked Drake's opinion on any of this?
I hope not.
What are Drake's
I
thoughts on
think
this?
that Drake should not be within a 100-mile radius of Millie Bobby Brown ever again.
Yeah.
Or really any 14-year-old.
I guess then the hope is that she doesn't go through like the annoying phase where she has to take a bunch of roles to prove that she's not a kid anymore.
I think she's just, like, farewell Stranger Things. I'm going to go do my thing and sell underwear and makeup. Like...
Just don't go through the acting version of the bad girl phase where you have to prove that you're not a kid anymore by doing the most annoyingly basic raunchy stuff that every one of these people does.
Well, she's in that upcoming Russo brothers movie, right? For Netflix.
What's it
the
called?
one that costs like $400 billion.
Oh, yeah. What was that one called? I already forgot. Yeah, she is. The sci-fi movie.
It's so forgettable that you forgot.
Yes.
She's also in... Enola Holmes, those movies.
She's got that going.
Damsel. She's in every mid-Netflix movie, and I think that's just where she's gonna make bank.
That's fine.
From now on.
I guess I heard Damsel was really bad.
That's her bag.
I heard
The Electric State is the
Electric
sci-fi
State.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Well, I think that this type of discussion says more about the people who start it than the people who are actually engaging in it. Because I don't think the average person. We're a long way from the 90s or whatever it was when Weird MTV was making the countdown to the day the Olsen twins turn 18 stuff.
Yeah, like we can be thankful that that's not the discourse anymore.
Whatever happened to them? I like the one picture of like the Olsen twins where they're wearing like their weird sort of they both look like they're crunchies. They kind of
like
look
to
like
wear big sun hats.
Yeah, it says like one of the Olsen twins looks like she knows how you die and the other one looks like she knows when you die. That is really what it is for them.
I don't know what you would call that style.
Yeah.
But it's very granola.
Boho chic.
There you
guess.
go.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, they just look like they look like carny fortune tellers to me. That's what they look like.
I love that for them.
Yeah, it's their thing. All right, let's go ahead and move on then, shall we? What would you like to see, cringe or cute of the day?
Let's do cringe.
Cringe first? Okay, we can do that.
This is a video of James Charles giving us some hard-hitting analysis after the debate.
Okay, here, let's go full screen. Here we go. Nope.
Nobody should be thinking here that Joe Biden is the right person to be president. Literally during that debate, somebody from his fucking team tweeted out saying, if I get reelected, I will reinstate Roe versus Wade. Newsflash, Grandpa, you're the fucking president now. And it's gone because of you! Oh my God, what do you mean if you get reelected, you'll bring it back? Do it now! Do it now, and maybe you'll have a chance at some people fucking voting for you. Because it's not looking great, buddy.
I knew that you were going to facepalm at that. The utter failure of our education system on full display.
I hate you for showing me this.
Because I knew it would specifically press your specific buttons. Like,
here's the thing. I'm a dummy. I am not a smart person. That's fine. The key is to know when you're not a smart person, right?
like stick to makeup. And badly singing,
Yes.
James Charles. We didn't need your political analysis.
How does one bring back Roe?
You press the big bring back Roe v. Wade button. Obviously, it's on the Oval Office desk.
I can't.
It's
right
like
now.
he even thinks Biden was the one who overturned it.
Yes.
I don't even know where to start. There are just like so many layers to the stupidity.
If this gets people to not vote for a corpse for our president,
yeah, that might be a good thing.
It could turn out to be a great thing for America.
Yeah, so, spill the tea, James Charles.
That was awful.
Go off, Queen.
That was awful. I want to know what his takes are on the most recent Supreme Court decisions. That would be good too.
Yeah.
All right, cute of the day. Let's do that because I need a timeline cleanse ASAP. Here we go. First things first, this is from Adam. It says, my cat Earl watching my playthrough of Skyrim. He then realizes I am watching him and he tries to neuralize me. Spread the word. Cats are closet gamer geeks.
Whoa.
Ah!
Oh my God.
The laser eyes are crazy.
Yes. That cat just overturned Roe v. Wade. All right, one more. This is from Lindsay. It says, Bunny knows he has never been featured on PCC Pets and gave me the look today. Bunny is over there.
I can barely see Bunny.
Bunny is
get a
kind
zoom in on
of hiding. Can we? Let's see if we can. No, it won't zoom in more because of the way
That's
that
okay.
it's set up.
Yeah.
Still
It's set up.
cute.
Very cute. Very cute. And let's do one more here.
Oh, look at that.
All right. It says, this is from Cookie Don. Cookie Don 15 says, she was being called Coco, so that is her name now.
Aww. So pretty. So fluffy.
Very cute.
So cute.
She could fit in that shoe.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started then. So you're going to have to tell everybody about this opinion piece.
Yeah, there were shockwaves all over social media this weekend because Newsweek published a hit piece against Taylor Swift, alleging that she is a bad role model for young girls. And this was written by a man named John McLoyne. Basically, he's saying that Taylor Swift could condemn an entire generation of young women to a life of cat litter, boxed wine, and spinsterhood, because her dating life is on full display, and it provides a terrible example to all of the young women who idolize her. So before we make any pronouncements, I did want to just clarify that Newsweek does this all the time. They publish opinion pieces that they don't necessarily agree with so that they can pit it against another opinion piece that's on the opposite side. And I think that's kind of cool. So at the same time, they published another one by Matt Freeman that's titled Taylor Swift, the Generous Role Model. And it's a debate that they set up so that people can talk about this stuff. They're not saying like, we agree with everything this guy says.
Yeah.
But anyway, his article states, Swift is now the most influential celebrity in America, which is probably true. Her popularity is staggering and her position as a cultural colossus is unquestionable. At 34, Taylor Swift remains unmarried and childless, a fact that some might argue is irrelevant to her status as a role model. But I suggest it's crucial to consider what kind of example this sets for young girls. A role model, by definition, is someone worthy of imitation. While Swift's musical talent and business acumen are certainly admirable, we must ask if her personal life choices are ones we want our sisters and daughters to emulate. This might sound like pearl clutching, but it's a concern rooted in sound reasoning. So he goes on to explain that her dating history is basically a revolving door of all of these men in her life that usually are public figures. He says that it's hypocritical for her to rail against the patriarchy, but at the same time only date men who are highly powerful and rich. But to me, that just seems like a self-explanatory thing because she's powerful and rich, so obviously she's going to date other powerful rich people. But essentially, here's what he said. This revolving door of relationships may reflect the normal dating experiences of many young women in today's world, but it also raises questions about stability, commitment, and love itself. Should we encourage young girls to see the Swift standard as the norm, something to aspire to? Or should we be promoting something a little more, shall we say, wholesome? Would any loving parent reading this want their daughter to date 12 different men in the span of just a few years? This is not an attack on Swift. It's a valid question that is worth asking. So basically, he's just saying that, you know, she is presenting the idea that going through breakups is no big deal. You can always frame yourself as the victim. You don't need to, you know, dwell on any of the mistakes you might have made. Well, that's you can kind of just use people like tissues.
In 2024, a shocking amount of people have suddenly become toxic narcissists, and it's always at the hand of somebody who's just been broken up by. Every girl you know has dated at least 10 toxic narcissists, despite the fact that that's like a very, very small amount of the population actually qualify as somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. Every girl, the worst girl you know, has somehow dated all of them.
Well, it's also self-selecting, right? Because Taylor Swift is dating mostly Hollywood actors who are the most effeminate men on the planet and some of the actually most narcissistic men that you can find in society. So why are we surprised that she keeps having negative experiences with them? But I'm sure if Alex Clark were here or one of the Swifties, like, she would come up with a million different examples of where Taylor Swift actually took the blame for her own relationship failures. But I can only think of one example, and that was like the song that she made about her relationship with Taylor Lautner. Okay. She made one song where she admitted fault for anything. The rest of them were all about how much of a victim she was. So that is a pretty valid point for him to make. He said, however, the glamorous portrayal of her romantic life can send objectionable messages. Many of her lyrics depict her as the victim. This might influence young women to adopt a similar perspective in their own relationships.
I just realized it. She's, you know how like whenever Kino Corner make the video series, they're literally me?
She's literally
me to all the women that are growing up now.
Quite literally.
Literally me.
Because, you know, you can listen to any Taylor Swift album and connect it to your life because...
I mean, that just means she's good at what she does.
Yeah, that's the point.
She's talented, but yeah.
Yeah. He says Swift's numerous high-profile relationships, while private matters are constantly in the public eye. New romances become media frenzies, while breakups fuel gossip columns. This cycle of brief, intense relationships can unintentionally glamorize a type of romantic promiscuity, where partners can be replaced as easily as toilet paper.
If you're a mildly attractive woman in America, men can be replaced that easily.
Well, that's the thing. He's saying, you know, she shouldn't be the role model because
a good thing. I'm just saying
her life is exceptional for a lot of different reasons. So ordinary young women shouldn't see her as something to emulate. And he also said, although breakups can hurt both males and females, it's the latter group that tends to feel more emotional pain. But Taylor Swift makes breakups look easy. In reality, they are messy, painful affairs. But you seem to disagree with this. You said that men actually take breakups harder.
Oh, I mean, isn't that kind of a trope, right? The guy's excited to be broken up to get out of the relationship at first, and then
it haunts him for years.
Yeah, I actually think they did a study about that. They did a study that says that women will feel the most intense amount of pain right after the breakup, but get over it, like fully eventually after a couple months, whereas men won't experience the same intensity level of the emotions, but they tend to not ever actually get over it. Like it's something that they always take as a loss.
Well, I think that, aside from any of the points, however valid and well-reasoned they were in this piece, people were merely offended at the idea that you could criticize her for her dating life in general, because that's just like off limits. You can't bring that up.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. If you make it public, then it's fair game.
But at the same time,
every album that she drops, every song that she releases.
But then I looked into this author, and he's getting dragged right now by a lot of people because obviously her fans are like diehard. And I tweeted a picture of him, from his author page, and I said, sometimes you're not the right messenger, and I kind of stand by that. Like, you can have something valid to say, but if you look like a dork like that,
that's me.
Trust me,
I have
however
tons
dorky,
of valid stuff to
however
say.
dorky you think you are or you think you look, you are not nearly as dorky looking as that guy.
That's why it's fallen on deaf ears.
Maybe.
No, it hasn't fallen on deaf ears. That's the problem. It's fallen on very, very vigilant ears that are yelling at the guy.
Yeah, and I do feel bad for him now because he's deleted his Twitter account and everything.
He should take a page out of my book and have no opinion on Taylor Swift whatsoever.
That might have been the more convenient route, but he felt principled that he had to say something.
Again, I saw this guy and he didn't exactly scream traditional nuclear family to me.
No. Who is this guy? What's his name?
He's just a writer. His name is John McLoyne.
I guess I can appreciate somebody pushing for the traditional family values from somebody in Hollywood, but the idea that that's even a concern of modern day pop stars is hilarious and ridiculous.
Well, some people were saying that this is also a sexist double standard. One person said, "No man has ever been chastised in the media for being a bad role model for boys because he was 34, unmarried, and childless. Newsweek should be ashamed to print this."
That's not why, though. See, that's like their easy cop-out. Like, to me, the whole dating thing is small fish. Like, the big picture is that I personally don't like her because I think that she promotes mental instability. She makes it look cute and funny to be crazy, like a crazy ex. And I that's how I've always felt about her. Like, the vibe that I get from her music and her music videos is I'm like, you don't really seem stable. Like, to go through 12 breakups in like 4 years, like, you can't be right after,
Yeah,
like,
but like,
and I mean, regardless of the breakups, like, just the whole making it cute to be like messy. I'm not a fan of that personally.
But you just know that like any Swiftie could argue you into the ground with all the reasons why that actually is like, it's just a really clever way of like playing on the way that the media portrays her. So she's actually like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's all like,
yeah.
They have an explanation for quite literally everything this woman does. And I don't think she's getting hate for being 34, unmarried, and childless. Because clearly the entirety of that article was not about her being unmarried and childless at her age. It was about her tendency to have a revolving door of boyfriends and use that as fodder for her product that she's selling to people. Right? Like, it was the way that she goes about dating, not the fact that she's single.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing inherently wrong with being unmarried or childless at 34. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. Right. It's the decisions that get you there. If you made all the wrong decisions.
To the point of there was like another post that you had here, right? Another lady, an older lady.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could argue that Taylor Swift is a bad role model for young women, but I think far more often old women, like older women, women who are older than Taylor Swift herself are listening to her and idolizing her. This one is 41. She says, This 41-year-old unmarried child-free woman had the best night of her life at Taylor Swift last night. And this is her in Dublin at the Taylor Swift concert, looking very excited. There she is.
Well, it's because time hasn't passed yet, and then, you know, you may want more for your life later, and then have a realization.
It's just like,
but what do I know?
There would have been no problem with you existing like that, like that's your life, but you coped.
Yeah, because you could have done that with a kid. It's called a babysitter.
We got a 20 from Coca25. Any thoughts on Nicholas Fuentes? Do we have any thoughts to share, guys?
I'm the last person to ask.
No thoughts.
I don't have any thoughts.
Definitely not relevant to anything we talk about on this show, at least. But I know Tim has a lot of thoughts.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I saw some takes defending Taylor as well. Brittany Martinez from Evie tweeted about this piece saying, "The Taylor Swift hate genuinely confuses me. There are 42-year-old single white female journalists who have written articles for years about how women should cheat on their men for emotional fulfillment, and singers who have bragged about drugging men and twerking on stage. Meanwhile, the woman who makes the internet seethe is one who's written romance songs for the majority of her life."
I mean, I think that that's a really, really surface level analysis of one side of the argument. It's like in depth about the worst thing that Cardi B, who was it? Not Cardi B. It was
Cardi B.
It was Cardi B.
About drugging
that
men.
she allegedly, again, I have to state allegedly did.
Allegedly.
But then you go on the very surface level of what they're saying. The problem is with Taylor Swift, which is not that they're romance songs. It's that there's more context to them that you're leaving out of your straw man argument. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So overall, like, do we have a verdict?
Luckily, I'm a guy, so I don't have to care.
But if you have a daughter one day, would you say that Taylor Swift is a good role model for...
No celebrity is a good role model for children. And if you're a parent, the last thing you should ever be doing is allowing them to idolize celebrities.
That is a very sane take.
Yes.
It is. But good luck trying to control what your kid likes or doesn't like.
I mean, overall, we can all see that Taylor Swift is not the worst role model in the world, but I think it's a stretch to say that she's a good role model.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's read some super chats. Shane H. Wilder said, "Happy Mademoiselle Monday, Brett, Mary, and Sarah. Brett and Mary, I hope you're both feeling better. I added y'all to my prayers during adoration." Thank you.
Aww.
I'm mostly better at this point. He also said, "July 1st, in the year of our Lord, 2024, my dearest PCC, victory is ours. We now have the sweet nectar of Diablo sauce. With the battle won, I hope to return home soon. Yours truly, Shane H. Wilder."
I don't know how I feel about Diablo sauce being referred to as nectar. I'm kind of against it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is nectar reserved for things, or is it like nourished? It's like one of those things you just...
Diablo sauce is nourishing.
I'm not going to answer your question.
Nourishing and yummy.
I'm not going to answer your question.
Okay.
It's
Andrew
just not
Jacobs said, "Mary, please consider booking the Shallow End hosts." Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they were on Culture War like a month ago, right? Or I have no sense of time anymore.
That could be it.
And I realized that we should have had them on first.
Yep.
But then it slipped my mind. So I'll definitely reach out to them soon.
Let's hold off on the rest. Let's come back. It's time to talk about mixed weight relationships. It's a thing on TV now.
Forget forget mixed race relationships. Now the talk of the town is mixed weight relationships and how they deserve more representation on screen. Thank you, guys.
Does that mean you have like a mixed weight kid who's just like perfectly in the middle?
Wait, what do you mean?
Never mind.
I got it.
Thank you.
Well, like averages out?
Yes.
Okay.
Skinny guy gets fatty, and then the kid just ends up being perfectly in the middle. 50th percentile.
So this conversation came about because of a famous on-screen couple in Netflix's Bridgerton series, played by Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton, who play Penelope and Colin, respectively, in the show. And in case you're unaware, because I don't watch this show either, Nicola Coughlan is overweight. Luke Newton, her love interest in the show, is not. He seems to be in very good shape. And, you know, they were really hyped up as having the show's steamiest sex scenes, so much on-screen chemistry, and everyone just, like, loved it. It became its own, like, fable apart from the show itself. I'd seen things, like, memes about it. Like, it became a whole trend. But,
and it's empowering.
It's empowering. This article is titled, Bridgerton, are we still not ready for a mixed weight romance on screen? I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
It's already happened.
I think what I said was it's only stunning and brave if you let her get on top.
Yikes.
So,
yikes.
This is nothing new. The only thing that's new here, mildly, is the gender role reversal, which is that fat men or overweight men
Fat men.
and attractive women have been on screen.
Fat men.
Tell us more.
Certainly last year, King of Queens was the most popular meme all over the internet. Kevin James was the most...
A monocle materialized on your head.
And that's what it was, right? Fat men with skinny women have been the butt of the joke for a long time in Hollywood, certainly in sitcoms.
Yeah, but it's just another way to show his personality traits, which is just the Homer Simpson archetype.
Well, no, that's the thing. So when it is a bigger dude, he's allowed to be the butt of the joke.
He's an oaf.
He's an oaf, and it's the butt of the joke. You can't allow fat women to be the butt of the joke per social guidelines now.
Right, because everyone's so precious about it. So they cited this social media post from a plus-size clothing brand. The woman who runs it posted her wedding photos. She herself is in a mixed-weight relationship. Her husband seems to be rather skinny, and she is overweight. And here's what she said. I've seen so much discourse circulating online about Bridgerton and the relationship between Penelope and Colin. An unfortunate post on Threads said this would never happen and was so unrealistic. I have my own feelings on the show and characters, but one thing I know for 100% certainty is that fat people have always and always will be loved and lusted after. I wanted to share a few pictures of my own very realistic love. It's so important to share images of fat people happy and living our lives. I implore you to post a picture of yourself today doing something you love, where you feel beautiful, or one where you are with someone you love. You never know who you can inspire just by being yourself. And then she said, I want to add that I got married at my heaviest weight. I felt immense pressure, as all brides do, to look your best, aka be as skinny as possible, and I knew that would never be a reality for me, so I let it go.
Was this on like was this like on r/Chubby Chasers?
No. This
Okay.
was on her public account for her business, and she sells plus-size clothing.
Okay.
And she felt represented when she watched Penelope and Colin in Bridgerton. Like it catered to her fantasy of being loved and lusted after, despite being objectively gross looking. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Pun intended. Like, it's obviously a cope.
Art is a visual medium, and you want to see what is deemed traditionally attractive on screen. That is not to say that that is 110% representative of the real world. Certainly, it's the opposite of that. When you look in the real world, the last thing I want to see on screen is somebody who looks like me. For the most part, I don't want to see the perfectly average. Now, there are outliers for that, but that will always be done through some type of activist lens to push a social agenda through it. It's certainly not done just because it's beautiful. It's done because there is social implication to choosing something like that. Now, when you go the other direction and you do the dude as the bigger person, that too has a certain amount of social interaction, social implication there, meaning that her beauty in these situations, like when she's the beauty of the family, it signals her superiority in a way to him and allows him to be the butt of the joke. Now, that's a different type of social messaging that's just done more to denigrate men than it is to uplift women. Whereas when you choose an overweight woman in a situation like this, when you would traditionally cast someone who was more, I guess, traditionally beautiful, that's just a different type of social activism.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't help but think that this is catering to an audience of single, overweight women who want to fantasize for a moment that an attractive, fit guy would be obsessed with them.
Also, when they
sometimes that happens. Most of the time, it's unrealistic.
When they do this with the men in the sitcoms, you are not forced to look at sex scenes.
Oh, definitely not. Thankfully.
There's a $20
The Raggedy Ann?
Yes.
Said this was the eventual stage of the slippery slope that is fat chicks need love too.
I did see a thread that it was like not Meghan Trainor being the face of the fat acceptance movement.
Yeah.
How far of the society has fallen.
Well, she was actually a representation of like some women who probably look better at like a size, like 10?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like gone so far beyond that, where if you're like a size 20 something, we have to say that you look gorgeous, queen.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone is kind of tired of pretending that that's the case.
I think there's still plenty of activist consumers out there that love the idea of this type of representation. It'll never make sense to me. Just in the same way it never makes sense to me to go to a store and see normal looking people on their, on the signs above clothing racks and stuff like that.
Here they argue the mixed weight romance between Penelope and Colin defies romance plotline conventions. The love story creates friction around the socially acceptable limits of desirability, unveiling unsettling truths about human relationships. In this case, the truth is that thin people, yes, dare I say, even straight men with cash and cachet, desire, love, and marry people who are larger than they are all the time.
Does happen. It absolutely does. Doesn't mean it needs to be part of entertainment.
Yeah.
That's made as something to be
don't-
like admired.
I don't want to see $100 million spent on something that represents the real world. I want $100 million spent on something that depicts the world as more beautiful than it actually is.
Yeah. I mean, they have a problem with this in general. The last time I saw headlines about Bridgerton, it was because this is based on a novel, a series of novels, and they changed another love interest to be gay. In the books, it was a straight couple, and they gender swapped somebody so that it would be a lesbian couple in the show. And it's not because they thought it would fit the story better. It's just because, we need to send a certain message that this type of relationship is to be celebrated.
I notice we're not getting fat Superman or fat Lois Lane. It's
just, here's the thing. Women feel like it's a double standard because of the fact that all of these on-screen mixed weight relationships show fat men with skinny women.
They should cry hard.
And there was this thread that I came across that shows all of the different examples. Family Guy, the Flintstones, King of Queens is on here. Plenty of examples. Obviously, Homer Simpson and Marge Simpson are in the thread too.
Yeah. Well, when in reality, though, men typically age better than women, right? So, like, if we were to take a bunch of random couples, they probably wouldn't all look like that.
Also,
where the man is the one who's let himself go, and the woman is still hot and skinny.
Also, in all of these situations, the man is the provider and works a job, and they're not working.
Yeah, they don't really
stay in shape, ladies. You don't even got to go to a job.
They don't write things like that anymore.
Correct. Like, as long as Homer has to go to work and Marge just stays home with the kids, Bart's off at school, Lisa's off at school, go to the gym, right? Go to the gym.
You're sounding like Pearl Davis right now.
Am I?
You take a selfie in the gym, you're like where you should be.
Yes, exactly. But here's the thing. This was also something that was part of a true worldview that didn't need to be put into words, but it was something you accepted back then, which is that people will make exceptions to certain aspects of their criteria for dating if something else is provided. In this case, first of all, the shows aren't depicting whether the guy was the guy that weight the whole time, or did he gain that weight over the many years you've been married, but also he's working, he's taking care of the bills and all that stuff. he's going to be a little bit bigger, and she's made a value judgment as to whether she's willing to put up with somebody who may not look the best. In return, she gets a home provided for her, and then she takes care of the home. It's just part of the human condition that we've always understood as true, but now is not allowed to be shown on screen.
But honestly, like, people shouldn't be fat.
And to be fair, nowadays these stories
back to this though.
These stories don't resonate with people anymore because everyone's got to have a job. Like, she's like, okay, I got to work too. Why do I have to be skinny and you get to be fat?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, it's like back then, you know, the guy works, he goes to his job.
I don't understand why having a job means that you have to be fat.
The point is that she has more free time during the day. She takes care of the house. He pays the bills.
Like, not overeating. Like, that doesn't take any time.
You go to the gym and you got to have more time to go to the gym during the day so she's able to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like, in order to be fit, you have to work out.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if you don't have a job and the kids are all at school, you have time.
Sure.
You know, which it's like such a touchy thing to say, but it's true. Yeah. I mean, as you get older, though, like, you could eat the same amount and fat will accumulate in other areas. And so then it does take more work to be skinny and thin.
Well, now we're approaching the nuclear debate that Matt Walsh started the other week about
calories in,
calories out, which is just a whole other can of worms.
Is he going into like his fitness coach era?
Yeah, maybe he's going to start a workout class. Matt Walsh aerobics class coming soon to Daily Wire
Plus.
Plus.
The most boring class. It's actually kind of interesting. It's just
he would be good at motivating people because he's so unimpressed by you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if what you want while you're working out is dry wit. Really?
You gotta try everything if nothing else is working.
I would love to see the Matt Walsh Peloton class.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
All
okay,
right.
we need to get through some super chats. Corey Anderson said, "Happy No Bra White T-shirt month." Is that
an actual thing?
I don't know. Red Snow said, "I figured out why women prefer bears to men in the forest. They're putting out that giat for the grizzler. Also, praise be to Space King."
The grizzler.
Not the grizzler.
Nice.
How did no one come up with that before when the debate about like man versus bear was actually going on? Love that. Okay, Greg Duvier said, "MAGA month now. Get your American flag out and set off fireworks every night. Also, Independence Day has the most epic president speech ever."
Speech, yes. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I watch it, is to listen to President Whitmore's speech about how the 4th of July is no longer an American holiday, but a day that we collectively as a world come together and say, we will not give in to aliens.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
You should go watch it.
Red Snow said, "HOAs can eat butt and cease existing. It's my house."
There you go. Let's do one more.
Shane H. Wilder said, "We need a Quiet Place / Bird Box movie based on smell. The monster just attacks people in San Francisco because they don't bathe."
Could do that.
That's a great concept.
Well, I mean, didn't they
That's
just...
the last thing that can help San Francisco ever be.
I thought they just
normal again.
criminalized homelessness, so... Okay.
I've seen some crazy things from San Francisco this weekend. So.
All right, let's talk about how a bunch of just really internet-brained adults are using their kids for clout.
Yeah, last year we talked about a TikTok trend where parents were cracking an egg on their child's head and they were filming it for clout and just to see what their kid's reaction would be. But the new trend is pretending to hit your baby's head on the wall or the door frame by slapping the door frame or whatever, making a loud sound, and then comforting your child as if your child had just been hurt and seeing if they would start crying. So obviously we see that parents are gaslighting their children for TikTok clout. Literally just to like put their kids through twisted psychological experiments. There's no other purpose.
By the person they trust the most in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Oh. Oh, baby, you okay? Oh, are you okay? Oh, it's okay. Are you okay? Oh. Oh. Okay, baby. literally every Target mom I've ever seen in my entire life. The Stanley Cup is just off screen.
Yes. Are you okay? Yes.
Get your head. Oh no.
Oh, Sonny, are you okay? Oh no.
Okay.
Time to hit your baby.
Okay.
No, we need to see them all.
His head.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh no. Oh no. Are you okay?
Tending to hit his head to see if he will react. He thought it was funny. But
Oh, the baby. Sorry, baby. Owie.
He's just bad at it.
Yeah, it's not convincing, but the kid still cried. That's the point, right? To make your child cry so that you will get views on TikTok. I mean, that is just concretely what is happening here. I'm not trying to say that the parents are abusive, right? But then like Libs of TikTok is the one who posted this, and she replied and said, in my honest opinion, this is child abuse. Would never do this to my kid. Some people feel like this is genuinely abusive. Can we go that far? I don't think it's like that, but
The filming it is where it starts to get into abuse territory.
it's
I guess.
manipulative.
It's extremely manipulative.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's extremely manipulative.
It's
and
immature.
This is one of those things where it's like if you told this story at a family get-together, everyone would probably laugh. The minute you film it and put it online, it's got a darker and more nefarious nature to it. That which is people want to go viral no matter what. And it's stupid.
I mean, I think that children should be allowed to decide whether they want a digital footprint.
For the
That's a whole other conversation.
About whether the kid isn't able to consent to being fodder for internet clout.
Yeah.
When they're a toddler.
Yeah. I mean, what about the trend where they would like throw a slice of cheese on their baby's
Yes,
face?
that one was somehow more humiliating.
Was it?
It's
worse.
Like
Worse than the
imagine
Worse than the egg?
I think the cheese is actually
Okay, let's watch the egg videos to refresh your memory, by the way. Because a lot of people really thought this was abusive, because it does kind of look painful in some of the videos.
A raw egg. Usually we crack it like this.
Not this music just ruining it.
Well, we have to hear what she's saying.
Okay. Crack this on my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Crack it on my forehead. Ah! Go.
So they like let their kid do it
like
back.
Boom! On my head, because I said you can, okay? Yeah, harder.
No.
You don't want to? Harder.
No.
Like this is supposed to be
You don't want to?
wholesome.
Okay, you don't have to. I'm saying you can because I'm letting you do it.
I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do it on my head?
Not to do it.
You want to do it on there?
Yeah.
Can I crack it on your head?
No.
No. You don't want to get dirty?
No.
Okay, you can crack it in the bowl.
I need help too.
Okay, let's crack it in here. What if I didn't ask you and I just came up to you and I cracked
Why are you having this conversation with a child?
it on your head? Would that make you upset?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I shouldn't do that, right?
I still do that to you.
No, we have to ask, right? If we want
She's
to
not
do
gonna
something
do
like
it
that.
in the end, is she?
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
No. Okay. I would hope she's not that crazy.
Yeah.
But that trend was probably worse than anything else I've seen.
Yeah.
And then there's another one I saw where people will hang their babies over grass to see if they will try to instinctively avoid it.
It's like when do you remember when we talked about how you take a cat and you push it against a wall to see if it'll put its paws out?
I have not seen those videos.
Yes. Okay, this is like a human version of that.
Okay. Let's see. So weird.
That was like a Van Damme. Is this every baby or just this
Maybe.
baby? So I've never heard of this in my life.
What's the sample size? I need to... Okay.
Yeah, we'll
We'll have to get a baby and
This
find
is the
out.
science. The science has told us.
The second those cameras come on, people become vastly different than what they're actually like, and it's not good for society when you bring your kids into it.
It's kind of scary, but at the same time, I think, I'll never understand that overwhelming urge to post a cute photo of your kid on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure it's too hard to resist for most people, even if you think before you have a child that you're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's the thing that you are most proud of and want to share with the world, even though that is naive and leads to a lot of dangerous situations.
Yeah, and then how far after that do you get to the point where you're cracking an egg on the kid's head for likes?
It's a slippery slope. It truly is a slippery slope. And, prank videos, I usually assume they're fake, but you can't orchestrate one like that with a child because they don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes me feel sad to see things like that.
Those kids are gonna grow up they've been gaslit to you hit your head. They're gonna be great master manipulators when they're older because their parents did it to them first.
I mean, everyone knows that kids are attention seeking. You didn't need to prove it with a TikTok, with a TikTok trend.
No, it's worse. The parents are attention seeking.
Right.
But they're literally more childish than their own babies.
Yes.
Which is pathetic.
Yeah. I just can't get over the idea that you would posting it is just vastly different. It just is.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm not saying who was the first person that somehow was walking by a wall and hit their elbow on it and the kid started crying, discovered that this was something that they
money
could do.
Signs. This TikTok creator fund is about to blow up.
Yeah.
That's what they thought.
That's even worse if it's monetized.
A lot of them are,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I mean, then you can get into a discussion about family YouTube accounts and at what point does your kid become an unpaid worker that's just making you money for free.
I mean, if you post pictures of your kids, you are essentially giving them a digital brand, whether you like it being framed that way or not. It's true. And I follow one of these mom influencers. I don't really follow many of them, but one of them decided to stop posting pictures where her kids' faces are visible all of a sudden. And someone asked her why, and she said that she ended up seeing someone sent her these weird links on Facebook where people were reposting these photos of her kids and saying that they were up for adoption, giving them fake names and fake birthdays.
Whoa.
And saying this one is up for adoption.
Oh gosh.
You don't know where those photos will end up. You don't know where these videos will end up.
Yeah.
Even when you have the best intentions and they're totally normal.
A lot of people don't really understand just the depths of depravity on the internet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you gotta learn the hard way, apparently.
Yeah, that's really the worst part of all of that is they're not paying attention to just how bad it gets online because it's taking advantage of the fact that there are good-natured people out there that just don't see the world as that evil. Mm-hmm. And that's an issue.
Social media will teach you differently
every
time.
Just how evil people actually can be. Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
let's finish up these super chats. Shane H. Wilder said, "You heard it here first, folks. Mary approves of schizophrenic breaks."
Wait, in which post did you approve of schizophrenic breaks?
Tiffany Gomez.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's better than vulgarity for clout.
Well, having a schizophrenic break on a plane makes a whole lot more sense than not having a schizophrenic break on a plane. I mean, think about how crazy planes are. That could drive anyone into a schizophrenic breakdown. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, here's the problem. What it is she should have been raw dogging the flight. If she had been raw dogging the flight, none of this would have happened.
That is so true. Corey Anderson, I'm not going to read that. Matt Gillimet said, "How to make holy water, boil the hell out of it." Get it? Corey Anderson, again, I'm not reading that.
That's okay.
Omega Red Fan said, "I was at the WWE show Chris Benoit never showed up to because, well, it's sad what he did."
Yes, it is. An interesting discussion that's still had to this day is whether Chris Benoit should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. And people have to go back and forth about, well, he was good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. And other people are like, he murdered his wife and child and then committed suicide.
Separate art from the artist.
I don't know if WWE can do that. So.
Yeah. Hiroshima Otaru said, "A juror that said not guilty said he did it."
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely we watched the clip of the jurors who said that
She was like,
it was based
it's payback.
Payback for
Rodney King.
Rodney
right?
King. Yep.
Hiroshima Otaru said, just give other people control over your property.
In regards to the HOA.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you signed up for the HOA, though. Like, how are you going to be mad about the HOA when you signed up for it?
They probably didn't know how bad. They didn't realize that there was going to be like a monopoly on locks and door handles when they got there.
Gotta read the fine print.
And there was going to be payola involved to somebody's brother who runs a door handle company.
My little brother, he makes the best door handles.
The best.
He makes billions of them. Okay. Shane H. Wilder said, was BET cringe of the day?
Almost. Look, honestly, that example of the homeowner with the door handles is a perfect way to use to explain government corruption. Like, if you're looking for a low stakes, easy to understand explanation of government corruption, that is a fantastic.
But that's not the government. That's a private association.
And the government does the same things by working with the same contractors, people they know, and outside business. There's a reason why when somebody leaves the FDA, they get a job at Pfizer. Okay, because there's a backroom relationship that is formed between the two.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you know, you're going to have that in any association of people, whether it's the government or not. But, like, we do need rules at the end of the day and a way to enforce them. Just, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
I agree. And you can realistically tell the difference between an HOA and a non-HOA neighborhood. HOA neighborhoods look way nicer.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's
how much do you want the uniform beauty of your neighborhood?
I mean, I really care about that because I'm an authoritarian at heart. So maybe I should join an HOA. The Last of My Kind said Corridor Crew made J-Lo's movie Atlas watchable by using Japanese dubs with English subtitles. LOL, HOAs in Texas. Is that a tiger?
There you
LOL.
go. Yeah.
Wait, what? What is that referring to?
Owning a tiger?
Is that legal?
I would assume it's
you can own a tiger in Texas, right?
I thought that was like Florida or something.
Maybe
where was Tiger King?
Yeah, where was Tiger King?
Wasn't he in Florida?
Either way, you'd be okay.
Louisiana?
You would be okay. Not Louisiana.
No.
You'd be okay with a homeowners association if they allowed tigers.
No.
Just not pit bulls.
If I had to make a trade-off,
Yeah. Tiger or pit bull.
well, as long as the tiger's in a cage.
Okay. All right.
Like,
not
that's-
roaming free.
Yeah.
Guys, we're about 3/4 of the way to a second crisis party, ladies and gentlemen.
Waffle Sensei said, would you rather be alone in the woods with a pink belly pit bull or a flock of HOA Karens? Wait, what makes it a pink belly pit bull? Is that like a...
I mean, I can
Is that
just...
like red nose? Like
that
red versus blue nose pit bulls?
What's the difference? Just
Um,
is it a breed or is it like just the look?
I want to say it's like their skin tone. One is more pink and the other is more like brown.
I choose the HOA Karens.
Yeah, I could probably run from the Karens and get away.
Look, I have
they'd
an
be very
appreciation
organized.
for Karens. I think that Karens were, at least for a time, keeping a lot of institutions running. And now that they have been chased out of society, a lot of things, you know, are going wrong. Because you need there to be Karens who are willing to complain.
Plus, I mean, I don't know who
when
like
things
if
are shitty.
The Karens will hold no weight over me in the woods. They can't complain to anyone about me, so you know.
If a Karen complains
In
in
the
the middle of the
woods.
woods,
Did it actually happen?
did she actually speak to the manager? Shane H. Wilder said there are multiple HOA horror stories, like the disabled woman who had to remove her wheelchair ramp and could no longer leave her house. What? Did that actually happen? That's insane.
crazy.
That's literally illegal. Oh my goodness. Chubbs82 said, why can't a good role model for your daughter be her father? I can't think of a better person molding the future of a daughter.
Ideally, you'd want both parents to be good role models for your kids.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
want
yeah.
They're her family.
Yeah.
That's like the ideal, but that doesn't always happen. And that's why it is important to talk about celebrities, because they do have an influence at the end of the day.
Shane H. Wilder said, if you look at the Honeymooners series from the 50s, the man was overweight and the woman was skinny. Jackie Gleason would be considered healthy now.
just sorry, ladies. If you guys get to benefit from being beautiful, then guys can benefit from being fat, I guess.
What are the benefits of being fat, though?
You get to be a fat character on TV, apparently.
It doesn't sound like a benefit. It just sounds like men being ridiculed. It's
It doesn't mean those characters aren't loved by other people. They just don't love them for those physical reasons. People love those characters. There's still people that adore Homer Simpson, even if he is being debased at times.
Mm-hmm. I always see that one picture of George Costanza that gets reposted, and they're like, "This was comically obese in the 90s."
Yeah.
It should have stayed that way.
Yep.
Okay, Pat the Plumber said, "Stop trying to make mixed weight relationships happen."
It's gonna happen.
Well, they're already happening.
It's already happening. Sorry, unless
It's everywhere.
I like the idea that men and women, like, they just keep a scale by the bed, and then they each weigh themselves right before they get in, and if they're not the exact same weight, they're like, "Sorry, we can't do this." It's untoward, according to society.
Rhaegar Targaryen said, "If you touch grass on a military base, you can get court-martialed. Those babies would do well on base."
There you go. Don't want to touch grass.
Red Snow said, "My dad moved out of an HOA because of the absurd costs and rules. He moved 2 minutes by golf cart down the road, and the aesthetic is just as nice."
Well, then I guess the worry would be that other people move down the road and don't take care of their lawns, and then all of a sudden you're living in chaos.
Right, like you still benefit from living near the HOA because they're the ones keeping shit looking nice.
It's actually not a bad idea. Just move right next door
close
to like
to the
right
HOA. Unless they can, move their boundaries.
I did like the meme. There's this meme where an HOA tells this guy he has to put a fence up because his boat, the site of his boat is just not good for the neighborhood. So he builds the fence and then has a perfectly replicated boat painted on the fence so that everybody has to look at it.
See, like, spiteful things like that are why the HOA should exist. It really brings the best out of people. Yurishima Otaru said, "You don't want to return the cart, but you want HOA." Well, I never said I want an HOA. Yeah. I'm just, like, sympathetic, but I don't own a home, so I don't know what it's like to have an HOA.
Well, we'll check back in like 10 or 20 years and see how you feel about HOAs. I would also love to see the demographic breakdown of who likes HOAs, men and women. Are women fond of HOAs more so than men?
Probably.
Well, I wonder who made, is it just one big thing, or are they all individual HOAs that are just run within themselves? I don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works.
Pretty sure it's specific to that area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like certain neighborhoods, you can't park your trailer on your lawn.
Do you think the presidents of HOAs happen to be mostly men or women?
That's a very good question.
You know who runs the PTA?
They're just so faceless to me.
You'd have to Google it. They're always the worst people, though. Like on television shows, it's always the worst people that show up when they depict an HOA.
Or DMV employees.
I'm curious.
They're people who have to enforce that you've mowed your lawn, so they're probably not like the funnest people.
Well, a lot of the things that are against HOA rules are already illegal in whatever ordinance you're in anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So
Good point, like city
you're kind of paying.
Well, plus you're paying fees. The fees are going up these days. So instead of being mad at your landlord, you get to be mad at Karen.
Well, you're also kind of paying a fee to be around other people who are well off enough to pay a fee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they know how to act.
Polite.
That's really what you're paying for.
Yeah, exactly. DC&C said, "Get PCC maxing and book Metatron on the show." I mean, I looked at his channel and then I just didn't see that we talk about a lot of the same things. So I don't know if it would be a good fit.
Yeah, I'm always surprised. Oh, there's a big one right there from Debbie Nanners.
Thank you. He said, "Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, little boxes all the same. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. Little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same." What?
Perfect. And then, but
okay, thank you anyway. I don't know what that means.
And to the thing you were saying before, like, it is one of those, I'm always interested when we ask people for guest recommendations on who to have on. Like, a lot of times the people they mention just wouldn't have anything to say, or I imagine wouldn't have anything to say about the stuff we cover.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that his content like isn't interesting or whatever. It just didn't seem like we have a lot of common interests of our channels. Red Snow said, Brett, my dad's boat is sick AF. Everyone should look at it.
There you go. And so you get it painted on the side of the fence just to make sure that everybody can see it.
It's over 9,000 said, Brett, can you please wear one of your patriotic themed Mariner hats at some point? Those are my favorite of all your hats.
I would probably wear, I do have I have a lot of hats with like American flags in the logos, which is our specific runs that they do from New Era. But I'd probably wear the Twins one that's camo with the American flag in the logo. I like that one specifically more than the others. I haven't worn the Seattle one. The Seattle one started to break down on the side, so I don't wear it as much. But I don't wear hats as much these days in general. Plus, it's too hot out.
Yeah.
It's way too hot out for hats.
Guys, it's Brett's birthday tomorrow, and I just wanted to let everyone know beforehand that it's going to be a special birthday episode tomorrow, and we're going to make the thumbnail of Brett with a bunch of balloons. Just because you hate it so much.
I do hate it.
Because you hate it so much.
I do hate it so much.
I knew that would be your reaction. But we're gonna like post your Venmo.
No, we are,
Cash and your Cash
we are not
App,
doing that. We
and
are not
everyone
doing
is
that.
everyone
if
is
you
gonna
guys want
contribute.
to, if you want to say happy birthday, you can super.
You don't have to do that.
You can super chat the show.
You don't have to do that, but
yeah,
it wouldn't be bad if you did.
I'm not doing that, but feel free to thank the show.
Just letting everybody know.
Actually, while we're on the topic of birthdays, my birthday is in exactly 2 weeks.
Let's go.
I will be here.
Let's go.
Yeah,
You
my
will-
30th birthday.
You will or won't?
I will be here. It'll be a Monday.
It's gonna be Monday.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're gonna make a special thumbnail for you as well and embarrass you.
And it's my dog's birthday.
It's gonna be great.
I think today. I don't know.
It's your
I think
dog's
his
birthday today?
Yeah, today or tomorrow.
How do you
Something
even
like
know that?
that.
People don't
It's
know
on
their
his
dogs' birthdays.
He came with like paperwork.
Okay. Red Snow said the little boxes thing is from the show Weeds.
I never watched Weeds.
I never did either.
Yeah, I used to be really obsessed with that show in high school. That's how I knew everywhere to go.
Okay. I had no idea. The Last of My Kind said there are more tigers in private collections in Texas than in all of the wild of the rest of the world. HOAs are what happens when people stop shaming. Oh, I see. So your argument is that HOAs exist because people are afraid to like socially enforce rules. So they have to like make it a big bureaucratic system instead.
Yeah, which
That's
makes
fair.
sense. I mean,
But we live in a low trust society to a certain degree, so it seems necessary at this point.
We do live in a much lower trust society than we did 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And I could be wrong, but don't the HOAs usually, aren't they run by the property
I don't know.
owners?
Again, I have no idea. My dad's in an he doesn't work for the HOA, but
Or
it's
the
like
property developers.
my dad's
I'm sorry.
like house has like an HOA and stuff like that, and I'm sure that they have. What was the one I said earlier? I would love for HOAs to ban political signs. I hate
Yes.
political signs. I do.
Like, don't tell people the color they should paint their house, but definitely tell them they can't have political signs.
I hate political
in the
signs.
lawn.
I really do.
That is an eyesore.
It's just it's not just an eyesore, but it's an annoying reminder of just how annoying everybody we all are these days, right? All of us.
You should know who I'm voting for.
Like, I don't want to know who you vote for.
it reminds me how much I don't know and
It's
how
like-
out of the loop I am.
Like, oh, great, I'm in a city. I wonder. Oh, great, I'm in the country. I wonder. And here's the thing. I do want to wonder. I don't want to know. I don't care who you vote for. Just do it and move on.
Well, we could say no rainbow flags either, right?
Sure. If you ban
all flags,
if you ban no, because then they're going to say no American flags, and I would be okay with American flags. Look,
But American
No
flags are
except
actually
the American flag.
American flags are beautiful.
yes, no flags, but the
They are
American
actually.
flag.
Yeah, I genuinely like our
Mild
flag.
authoritarianism coming from me right now. Okay, yes, no flags, but the American flag.
Love to see it. Red Snow said, Brett, can you reschedule your birthday to Wednesday so I can attend live?
No,
That will not be possible.
I apologize. I can't do that.
Shane H. Wilder said, Brett, I made you a birthday card for tomorrow. You'll hate it. Laughs maniac.
I have no doubt that is true, but thank you for that. That's very nice of you.
You're like, oh, I hate the attention, guys. Like-
I mean, I do. But that's you get the point.
Okay, we have a few more. Pat the plumber said post the Venmo so we can get him that winged eagle?
No, I'm gonna buy that for myself one day.
Wait, I'm confused.
It's a champion WWE. It's not the Winged Eagle. Winged Eagle was the one before. It's the one that Shawn Michaels had when Stone Cold Steve Austin won the the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 14. I want the Big Eagle belt that came after that, and not the blue strap one, but the black one with the scratch logo, not the old logo. I will buy it one day. It sits in my eBay cart, and one day I will just hit buy.
And it's just been posted on there?
No,
Nobody
lots of people.
else
I mean,
wants it?
they're replicas, so like
Gotcha.
they sell lots of them.
Oh.
And I just leave one in my cart, and I will one day buy it. But I buy a lot of stuff that I don't need as it is, and there's literally like usually I'm pretty good at working my way into a justification for needing something.
That
right?
one is just, you can't
I
do
cannot. It serves
no purpose.
Zero purpose.
Halloween costume?
No, it's too expensive.
You could give it to your children?
Wait, how expensive are we talking?
$400.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a replica.
Yep. I mean, it's
Wow.
But the point is, I can justify just about everything that I end up spending the money on. Like, I'll buy new skates, even though I don't need new skates technically at that time. But it's like, look, I get a lot of use out of it.
Brett's future children watching the college fund evaporate.
Just evaporate,
Just-
right? So
You hit buy
perhaps-
and it's just instant regret.
That's what it would be, right? Like it would be like it's kind of like if you had like really, really bad post-nut clarity, and then you had really, really
Look, it's an
bad
investment.
post-purchase clarity.
It's an
It
investment.
does not gain value.
It is an investment.
It'll
does
bring you so
not
much joy.
Gain value, and
It sparks joy.
Yeah.
Marie, what is her name? Marie Kondo. or
Kondo.
something?
Yeah. She would say it sparks
It
joy.
sparks joy
so it's
in
worth
you.
it.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, women might be okay with just indulging their every whim, but us men, we can't do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that.
I make frivolous purchases. Okay, I'll admit that. Shane H. Wilder said any neighborhood can create HOAs and make you join. After you've already.
So it's like
moved in.
unionizing? That's awful.
That's awful. That's
Yeah, that's
authoritarian.
annoying. Debbie Nanners said, "What about my Marine Corps flag?"
I'll allow it. You can apply for a special dispensation, and I will approve on a per case basis.
DCNC said, "Fair enough on Metatron, Mary. Thanks. I do recommend a closer look. Race swap stuff, Gamergate stuff, Catholic stuff, and he likes TMNT for Brett."
Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, maybe he should come make an appearance for Brett's birthday and sing him happy birthday.
Can we stop, please?
We can have you blow out candles.
That is never
and
going to happen.
Like, it's like Chuck E. Cheese.
There's few
it's a Chuck E.
things
Cheese party table with the plastic tablecloth
at the Rat Casino. At the Rat Casino.
Everyone remembers poking holes through those plastic tablecloths.
I don't even remember the last time I don't think I ever went to a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm trying to think if I ever. I don't know if I ever did.
Really?
What?
I don't know if I ever did.
Huh. Maybe you should
We
for
had
your birthday.
we had Circus Pizza, which was essentially the same thing.
What?
Yeah, we had.
I've never heard of it.
But
we
there's
had-
no rat. So what's the point?
I think there was different animals. It was just like a ripoff of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a lot of traumatic experiences at Chuck E. Cheese growing up.
I had a birthday party there once when I was 4. So the only person I knew, like the only friend I had, was my brother and his best friend. So we all went to Chuck E. Cheese. My mom took us to Chuck E. Cheese for my birthday. And I think the following year I had a birthday party at the Jungle. Do you guys remember the Jungle?
No.
You guys didn't have the Jungle?
What?
So it was like this ginormous indoor play structure
Okay, we had Discovery
that
Zone.
looked like a jungle.
I remember Discovery Zone, but it's also like multiple locations, right?
Sometimes I will wake up and I still hear the DC Discovery Zone commercial in my head.
Wait, so where is it? Is there one in Minnesota?
There's not anymore. I think it's long out of business, but yes, there was several. Let me see if I can pull up the commercial.
That was a formative memory.
It's why jingles are so powerful, because I'm about to be 38 and I will wake up and still hear the commercial. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Here's the thing. I still believe Chuck E. Cheese recycles pizza. So I feel like I want to do like an investigation into it, like Shane Dawson did.
I don't even know if this is the right one, but I'm going to play this one. Oh, yeah.
This is
not ringing any bells.
I can slide through a maze, I can have a ball, I can bounce on the moon, obstacles and all. I'm going DD at Discovery Zone.
Still hear it to this day. This day.
Discovery Zone
jungle was
was an American chain of entertainment facilities.
Out of business now.
I rememp that they had
Just
like
infection pits with kids getting sick. I bet it's like when they talk about getting rid of all of the ball pits were just cesspools.
They had like what was it, like scavenger hunts and like murder mystery things. Remember that?
No.
Maybe that was just my generation of Discovery Zone.
You had a special one.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Urashima Otaru said HOAs end up telling you what grass you can use. You know the best
and the height your grass is allowed to be before you cut it.
But sometimes that's just like a city law anyway, right?
Yeah, but then that's even worse. Then I have to have some super citizen try and enforce the city's laws.
Some Melvin.
Just screw that guy.
Corey Anderson said, Brett, start doing flips and 360s in your vids.
No.
The confidence. No is a complete sentence.
Yes.
I think that you you have a sign on your wall somewhere. It says like no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
Like live, laugh, love.
Basically.
Live, laugh, no.
There's nothing. There is true beauty in the power of no.
DCNC asks Sarah, how do you feel about the big 3-0?
The big 3-0?
Like turning 30.
Turning 30.
Oh, feels like I'm turning another age older. I'm not a big, I'm not a big age person. I'm not gonna like, oh no, I'm turning 30.
The wall.
Oh yeah, I'm friends with the wall.
That's what they're gonna say.
Isn't that like when you turn 23 or something?
I thought, like the wall just gets earlier and earlier every year.
Yeah.
But you gotta climb over the wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you're in basic training.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Corey Anderson said, for Brett's birthday, will there be punch and pie?
No. Okay. Again, no, there will not. Perhaps I will.
Will we do? I don't know. It's only a 2-person show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I guess that would just make us fat asses.
Any excuse for pie.
Yeah. Gigi said, happy pre-birthday Bert. Always watch/listen to you guys while I do dishes and laundry. Thanks for making my day significantly more enjoyable always.
Well, we are always happy to do that.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Red Snow said, been listening since episode 150-ish. Love you guys. Keep it going to episode 1500. And as always, praise be to Space King.
1500 is a long way away.
We'll be here before you know it.
That would be a lot of
150 is a long time, though. To keep watching and tolerating us. Like, that's crazy. Thank you.
Proofs that they're not listening too closely, I think.
Exactly. Okay, Rhaegar Targaryen said Brett's gonna ghost ride the whip on his birthday.
Not in my car, I'm not.
TCNC said HB Day Bretto.
Again, it's too early. I'm okay. I have some incongruous thoughts when it comes to birthdays. Because on one hand, I am the person who encourages everyone to celebrate the little things because, you know, life is short, or life is long and arduous. Feels short sometimes. Certainly it feels like I got old overnight, but I made a lot of mistakes in the middle there that, you know, account for the gap in time there. But like, I'm one of those people that says, look, celebrate things when you can, because life is long and it can be real annoying and boring if you're not careful, or it can be really, really just painful because a lot of life is growth, and growth can oftentimes be painful. But on the other hand, I'm like, I don't really want to celebrate my birthday. So it's like, do as I say, but not as I do.
What it is I'm the same way. I make a big deal about everyone else's birthdays, but I won't for mine. But really what it is, I've realized is because I would have to plan my own birthday. And I'm not going to do that. I'll plan someone else's birthday.
Mine's even worse.
I'm not going to plan my own birthday.
Yeah, but I'm not special the day after. Why would I want to be special today?
But because it's your special day.
It should be seen that way. But again,
You gonna like eat like your favorite food or something like that?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if I took care to not indulge during regular life, then it would be.
That is such a good point. That's such a good point.
Oh no!
Am I gonna
eat the same thing I already eat after work? It's like when Mary told me that she got off work one day and she's like, I earned this for Taco Bell.
Yeah, like I deserve that.
Yeah. Like, am I going to really say that before getting the same food I probably would eat on Tuesday anyways?
But this time, you get the crunch wrap, you put a candle in it. Or you get the number candles.
Yes. I'm not doing that.
You know what you could do that I think you'd enjoy is going around and getting all the free stuff on your birthday.
Yes. Okay, yes, definitely.
It's more fun than it's.
But that means you have to already have like you got to have the membership, and you receive all the emails and like
or go to the mall and just go to all the food stands.
It's my birthday.
Pretzels.
Go to Costco.
See what? Yeah, Costco.
I
Eat all samples.
I have a Costco membership.
Sephora.
You're part of the elite Costco club.
Yes, I have a Costco membership now. I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
Congrats.
You're the upper crust now. The last of my kind said an HOA lost a fight with a Medal of Honor recipient backed by the president and the media over flying a U.S. flag. Look up Colonel Barfoot versus HOA.
Well, good for him.
Okay.
And screw the HOA.
The stories just get worse and worse. Shane H. Wilder said, oh my, I forgot about Discovery Zone. Apparently there are still 2, one in Cincinnati, Ohio, and one in Florence, Kentucky.
I'm always interested in where these places remain. Kind of like how you hear that in parts of Appalachia, there's still video stores because internet is spotty, so it still makes sense to rent movies when you don't have access to internet that will actually hold streaming video up well. It's like, what is it about the geographic breakdown that allows a Discovery Zone to remain? It's probably
or like the very last Blockbuster, the very last like Redbox, same thing.
But the Blockbuster got turned into a Airbnb that you could rent out, and I think it was only for one night. So like one person ended up getting access to that. But yeah, like the last Redbox, the last this, the last that. What is it about Florence, Kansas, or whatever it was that it's probably a money laundering place. It's like instead of getting a laundromat to wash the drug money, they got a Discovery Zone.
Exactly.
That makes perfect sense.
They'll never suspect.
Nobody would suspect. Like, are you kidding me? Like the DEA, they're going to be on board to check all the laundromats, but a Discovery Zone? Who's going to check that? They're like, what? You don't trust that we make it? You don't like us? You don't like that we make kids? You mean like, FBI agent shows up and he's like, let me see your books. He's like, you don't trust us? We bring joy to kids. Why wouldn't you trust
the last
us?
place you ever would have looked, right?
Makes perfect sense.
It's the Discovery Zone.
You're just a laugh riot today. Shane H. Wilder said there will be punch when Mary beats Brett. Guys, I'm not going to beat Brett on his birthday.
Probably going to happen.
We all know she doesn't punch him.
On his birthday.
She uses an open hand, and she doesn't.
This is defamation.
She knows how to not leave marks.
Coach sipping Jamba Juice out of a straw said, "Will there be a clown at your birthday party, Brett?"
I am not so. I'm not one of those people that has the comical fear of clowns. I'll never understand that.
I mean, they are kind of disturbing. You can't deny that.
I went through a phase after I watched the movie It, where I was scared of clowns, and then I realized how silly it is.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I did it yet.
You mean like the 90s one or no, that was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched it when I was like a kid in the late 90s, and that freaked me out. That movie scared me.
What about the new one though, the remake?
That one's not. I've seen them. I didn't think they were scary.
DCNC said clown only if Dane's here. Well, he's gonna be there on Wednesday.
He'll be here on Wednesday.
Belated birthday clown for Brett. Rabid Wino said, no way the guy painted his fence like a boat. All yard lights have to be the same color and type. Fence type and color is the same. Mailbox color and type same. See, I like conformity. That appeals to me. I wouldn't have a huge problem with it.
Here's the image that I'm talking about.
That's a really good job he did.
The pettiness to do that is amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
Like that is a reason in and of itself why an HOA should exist.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but
because it brings out people's creativity.
I wonder if the guy hired someone to do that. I'm assuming he hired someone to do that.
I mean, if he can afford a boat, he can afford someone to paint a mural of his boat.
Yep.
Why the heck not? DC&C said, Sarah, impromptu zodiac reading for Brett's big day.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I won't be here.
That's
but...
true. She won't be. I guess unless they're saying to do it now.
I don't know. Pat the plumber said, my birthday is February. I celebrate all month.
Oh.
Well, it's the shortest month, so it's not that bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know
Why
if they're
is
doing
that
this.
like your ultimate pet peeve? Like,
There is nothing more narcissistic than celebrating birthday month. Birthday week is already too much. Birthday month is disgusting. I'm assuming
But
you're
it's
being
like,
sarcastic.
what if you have friends that you kind of don't want to meet each other? And
Too
you
bad.
need to like see them on different days.
I don't care. No birthday month.
Because I've like been in that position where I wanna go to dinner with this person and I don't want them to be around this person, and like,
yeah,
that just made sense to me.
That makes sense. You could accomplish that without saying it's your birthday month.
Correct.
But
Correct.
then it became funny to just say that. So
birthday.
and it makes Brett angry.
It's unbelievably narcissistic. It is.
Red Donk said, "Happy birthday."
It's not my birthday yet. But thank you.
I'll take it. Thank you.
We're pretty close, though.
Close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and birthday wishes? I don't think so. I don't think that's the same.
Your linguistic flourishes today
Thank
are
you.
outstanding. High voltage 75 said, about flags, something that always puzzled me. I live in a northern state, but I see rebel flags flying in people's yards, sometimes along with Old Glory. Weird?
I can't. Flags don't bother me. It's the political sense, and now political flags are even worse. Like,
what do you mean, like the no step on snack ones? Or
no,
like actual
I guess even
flags?
that too doesn't really. I mean, I don't even really think of that. I think of that
like
more
meme
in
flags.
I mean, political flags as in candidates.
Do you prefer like state flags?
Well, all the state flags are being ruined. Cities by Diana has a new series where she upgrades every state's flag. I recommend.
Can we see an example?
I can at least find one.
I feel
only
like
really know California.
Brett and I are the only people who truly appreciate Cities by Diana and how much of an artiste she is.
She really is an artist. Let's see if she's got any new ones up right now. There's got to be at least, maybe it's this one. Hold on. Oh, it won't let me log. I gotta log in. Can't do it.
Show everyone your password.
No, I can't do that. Sorry.
Okay, maybe if I send you the link, but then that would be too much work. Coach sipping Jamba Juice out of a straw. That is vulgar. I'm not gonna say that. Are we gonna watch Cities by Diana today, or?
I'm just kidding. We'll do it maybe tomorrow on my birthday. We'll look at some flag videos from.
We
Cities
can
by
do
Diana.
anything you want to talk about or whatever you want to do on the birthday episode.
She's a funny one.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Oh, here.
She does like satire content about like city planning, and civic engineering.
Parking lot girl.
Yeah.
U.S. state flags are bland, boring, or just plain ugly. Colorado's ranks somewhere in the middle, between the uninspired state seals and iconic, unforgettable designs. But let's be real, it's still kind of mid. So let's give Colorado's flag a makeover that'll help it be truly unforgettable. First,
she's gonna get us copyrighted. The music in the background.
No.
Sorry, I'm not doing this today.
Well, then it's already too late.
that wasn't 15 seconds or.
I thought it was a limit of 7.
No, I don't even. First of all, it's disconcerting when she's using her real voice.
Actually, yeah, I like her AI voice better.
The AI voice is
her
better.
AI face filters.
Yes.
But like, which is better, Maryland or Minnesota flag?
I loved the old Minnesota flag, but it was very classic. The Maryland flag is just one of those things where the people who live in Maryland love it so much. I don't know how I feel about that.
I loved it always. I mean, I'm a Marylander. So.
What is it? Maryland flag.
It's very ornate. Honestly, I don't know the history of it.
I've seen this before. I never knew this was the Maryland flag.
Yep,
that's my flag, baby.
She puts out so much content. It's almost unbelievable how much content she puts out.
And it seems like they're such effort posts.
I wonder if you ever watched this one.
Bless her for putting all that effort.
Well, let me see if I can go back and find one here.
Diana is a queen.
More
Google
people
Earth
talking about
shots.
Dallas, Texas. Oh, wait, that's Fort Worth. Never mind. This is Dallas, Texas, the future of the American dream. Proud pavement patriots from all corners of the nation are moving here in droves to use its fantastic parking lots, wide stroads, and most of all, the eighth wonder of the world, the High Five. Completed in 2005 at a cost of $261 million with 43 bridges in total. This 5-layer interchange is stacked, towering 120 feet over the pedestrian cuts below.
How did she find that number out? Like, is she just making that up?
She has
Considered by many to be the Sistine Chapel of the North American continent. To truly live your best gasoline-pilled life, you'll have to drive over to the nearby suburb of Arlington to see America's team, the Texas Rangers, lose yet another game to the Detroit Tigers. This location is also where the Dallas Cowboys play. But football plays second fiddle to Arlington's real attraction, its lack of any public transit system whatsoever. In fact, you can't even call Arlington a city in any real sense. It's just an extension of Dallas, but with much better parking options. Staying true to its dedication to the one more lane philosophy of traffic management, TxDOT has multiple ongoing projects to add lanes to freeways all across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Billions of dollars well spent to accommodate the vast number of Californians I've personally encouraged to move there after making this video. You're welcome, Texas. Enjoy.
I love
Why are there...
I love Cities by Diana.
She would hate
almost
us,
anything.
but
no,
we love
I
her.
don't believe. I think that she like has a good sense of humor about things.
She is funny. We all caught up?
That one had a copywritten song too.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're screwed.
So
I'm annoyed, but that's fine. Oh, what's Honolulu? Hold on.
There's another one.
Hold on. I don't know if this is. Let me see if it'll let me go to this one.
Okay. What? I want her to narrate the
boyfriend
next
finally
Mad
convinced
Max
you to take
movie.
him and the kids on a vacation to Hawaii. You're expecting sandy beaches and warm sunsets under the palm trees, aren't you, little big boy? Well, too bad, because you've got the honor of being stuck in rush hour traffic in Honolulu. As the only city of any size in this part of the world, Honolulu is as American as apple pie or $800 a month health insurance premiums, with sprawling suburbs and massive parking lots that rival anything on the mainland. The private car being the only practical way to get around, you'll be able to see all of this lovely city's finest interstate highways, starting with the aptly named H1, which bisects the city, providing its residents with a magical experience from sunrise to sunset. Then there's the H3, a project so ambitious the government literally moved mountains to get it done, connecting the city to its northern suburbs on the other side of Oahu effortlessly. Unfortunately, big transit has finally found its way across 1,500 miles of open ocean, all the way to this car-centric paradise. In 2023, the Skyline, Honolulu's first and only metro service, was opened, but it was widely panned as a spectacular failure. At a cost of over $8 billion, and seeing some of the lowest ridership of any transit system in the country, that money would have been much better spent adding additional lanes to Honolulu's already robust system of highways. You really thought it was all beachfront resorts with cheerful ukulele strumming locals catering to your every whim. No. You do know that real people with full lives actually live here, work here, shop here, and drive here. Industry exists here. Football exists here. Hawaii is not your playground. Give it the respect it deserves.
How is she able to get so much emotion into the AI voice? I don't understand. Again, I want her to narrate the next Mad Max movie.
She is a genius.
And talk about being guzzling pills.
Yes. All right, let's finish.
It would be the best thing ever. Okay, Corey Anderson said appeal to God as a based flag, and then he said I meant heaven.
Okay.
I do know that one. Yurishima Otaru said, look at Utah's new flag. It is a dumb change.
Okay.
I didn't know that they changed their flag.
Yeah, a lot of them are pretty bad now. A lot of the redesigns. So, all right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already? Please and thank you. And Sarah, thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I am going to be posting a promo code for Cast Brew on our Twitter. So definitely head over to our Twitter, give us a follow. It's going to be just for the 4th of July, 35% off. Thanks.
Nice.
So he says Brett really likes her videos. The amount of work and research, assuming she's not just lying about the information she's giving,
I like
insane.
it more if she's lying.
No, it's no. It's funnier
she's
if
just making it all up.
She's just like she has like a subscription to like Google Earth Plus or something to get all that footage. You know, like I appreciate work that goes into the satire. If you know what they should do, the next time they make that the new norm, they should hire her.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Let it be like an iconic crossover.
Do that.
Yeah.
All right, Mary.
Okay, you can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived.
Perfect. All right, if you guys want to follow me, Instagram and Twix at Brett Dasovic. This show is here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify if you would prefer to listen rather than watch. And if you want to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook and not TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we will be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.